Whew. Agua. Yeah, we late on a Monday. Monday. Here we go. We are here on a Monday. Yes, we are here today. We are here today. Yes, we got the people up in here. Oh, look at that. What's going on? Christian in the building. Barbara, of course. Immediately. How y'all doing? Y'all can let me know if my sound and pick is cool. Is it good? Is it good? Yeah, we're going to do some work tonight. That's right. Yeah, I am a late night show. Yes, who's on tonight? I got to have guests to be a late night host. I'm my own guest. Knowledge is the guest. Application. Said I'm good. Okay. What's going on, Wayne Red Boot Opera? Y'all got some names, boy, I tell you. Y'all got some names. Okay, South Carolina in the building, Peppermint. Okay, everything was created from nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. You obviously ain't got none of my products because all my products got instructions. So that's how I know you ain't got nothing. So if you get products, then you'll find out. Louisville's in the building. What's up, Louisville? And then in addition to that, I never claimed to have a cure. I'm gonna say that right now. I, K to the Arch Degree, on this YouTube channel, K to the Arch Degree, has never ever stated that he had a cure for anything. I do not cure. That is not what I do. Okay. Never claim to cure anything. Don't have a cure for anything. Ain't about to talk about no cure for anything. However, I do possess a message. Okay. I was raised a particular way. I was taught particular things. I research, I study, I apply. Okay. And I learn and I share. That's what I do. And then I have merch, which are products. Okay. That a lot of people who take let me know that they have reversed certain things, overcome certain things, and have benefited from certain things. And I share that information. But cure, nah, we don't cure anything over here. All right. Yes, like the video. Peace and love. I'm Rita. You was the star of the show in Avatar. Mississippi in the building. Okay. Yeah, Mississippi, man, that's the mound builders. And a lot of original women come from Mississippi. New Jersey up in here. Metabel, hey, we got Encanto up in this thing. That's what's up. Oh, Trinidad and Tobago. Are you in Trinidad and Tobago right now? Are you? I got to get down there. They have the best food on the planet. Ain't nobody messing with no Trinis when it comes to taste and flavor. I'm just sorry. I'm like, them spices down there is just hit different. Yeah, red clay soil. Okay. Oh, DMV. It did say DMV afterwards. Okay. Originally from Trinidad and Tobago, but you DMV right now. I got you. You better get back home, get some of that sunlight. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, man, we up in here. We're going to talk about part 2 because I want to clarify a few things that I was talking about in regards to part 1 of time to get rid of herpes. Okay. Let me try it this way. How long does a virus have to be stopped from replicating because it is no longer contagious? No, you don't understand. You don't get it. And that's cool. You should go back and watch the other video again. Watch it again. How many times did you watch it? And you know what? I know a lot of people, they don't even watch the whole video lots of times. They watch snippets and bits and pieces. I know because I got analytics. You're able to see analytics. And then on top of that, I guess because, you know, I joke, I laugh, I talk about different things, and like, just give me the information. But this is my program. Like, this is my thing. This is what I do. This is how I communicate. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, you know, I could just be just straight to the point through the whole thing, beginning to end. I could do some things like that, but you know, I'm like, you know, I'm talking with y'all. You know, if we was out and about, that's how I'd be doing it. I would just be rapping with y'all. So that's how I get down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to get into the video, so you can sit tight and check it out, or you could come back later and watch the whole thing then. You know what I'm saying? But I suggest you go back and you watch the previous video. Have you watched any of my Gone Virals? Are you a Patreon? Because, you know, I got part 1 and parts 2 of H&J Knockout on there, where, you know, a lot of that information is there, you know. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. So let me clear up some of the things. So people was like, because I was talking about the whole contagion thing and everything. So let me speak on having sex with people. Okay. If you are suffering from some type of blister, because this is what we have to do. We have to understand that diseases are compensatory mechanisms. They are contingency plans for the body to rectify itself and get back in harmony because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And things manifest in different ways. You know, sometimes it might be vertigo. Sometimes it might be nausea. Sometimes it might be hypertension. Sometimes it might be swelling. Sometimes it might be blisters. You know what I'm saying? And when we're dealing with herpes, we're dealing with blisters. And it's funny because usually when you're dealing with mouth sores, it's usually just one on the lip. You know, there's extreme cases, obviously, when you type in herpes on the internet, people got, you know, and you never really see that. I'm not saying none of y'all, but you hardly see people just broke all out on their mouth. You know, it's usually a bump. You know what I'm saying? A cold sore. You don't say cold sores. It's usually singular. But it's not like that when it's genital, when it's the thighs and everything, and the phallus, you know, the yoni, that be like bumps. And it don't be like no one big bump, but on the lip it do, you know. So that right there lets you know there's something different happening. In both cases, yes, there are fluid-filled blisters based on the deficiency of collagen in that area. When you're having sex, this is the only time that you and another person are naked and are rubbing together, creating friction, creating heat. You know what I'm saying? I spoke on it in the last one in regards to if you're somebody that suffers from breakouts, you know, somebody could rub you the wrong way. And I don't mean that figuratively. You know, when people say, you rubbing me the wrong way. I mean, literally rubbing you the wrong way, and you end up breaking out. You know what I'm saying? So of course, with sex, when you talking about those private areas that are the sweaty, that are funky, you know what I'm saying? They're sweaty, they funky, and they're not used to be rubbing against anything. They're protected by underwear and panties and all types of other stuff. So they're very sensitive areas. And then you're suffering from that, and then you're rubbing together and you're having that friction. Yeah, you're gonna end up getting, you know, a breakout, you know. So I'm not saying that you suffering from these blisters that you could just jump the bones with anybody if you got like great intent and good intent. No, that breakout of that blister is telling you to woke Kimosabi, because you're not listening to the other cues of the universe or your spiritual walk that's telling you, okay, it's not time for you to be jumping people's bones right now. You know, you need to focus on other things. You need to get your spirit right. You need to get your energy right. You need to get your heart right, your mind right. But you're ignoring all of that because you know you want to smash. You know, men are doing that and women are doing that. You know, we carry a lot of energies with us. The men carry a lot of energies. The women carry a lot of energies. We might carry energies about each other. You don't even like the person that you're sleeping with, but you're doing it because you want to catch one. You know, all of that stuff has ramifications, you know. So sex is a sacred act, and you know, you're supposed to proceed with caution a lot more, you know. Once again, you obviously are just coming in. We do not cure anything here. Sorry, that's not what we do. All right. What we do is we provide information and you are able to do whatever you please with it. And I do provide products that I have been told by the people who have purchased them that they have had great results in these products. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand, man. I don't know why y'all be trying to get people jammed up. Like, you know, folks can't say they cure nothing. Like, what y'all doing? If I could say I could cure anything, you think I'd be on the YouTube page right now, bro? I'd be on the front page. You understand? So it ain't no, it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that. Yeah. I do want to come up to Canada. I definitely do. I want to come up to Canada. There's a lot of places I want to go. But, you know, people ain't flying me out. Only fan models get flown out these days, bro. That's all. Only fans get flown out these days. Knowledge don't get flown out. Knowledge is not as important. Am I having like, y'all let me know if y'all are seeing some little flashes or something like that. But yeah, we got to be more conscientious about the people that we choose. You know what I'm saying? So let me do this. This is what I want to do. I'm looking here to put up the keynote so we could talk about a few things tonight, right? Me and you. All right. Now, first of all, we got to understand what herpes means. Okay, herpes comes from herpetology, you know, herpene, you know what I'm saying? Which is, hold on. Yeah. I'll come back to herpetology. But yeah, any inflammatory spreading skin condition. Okay, listen. Now, you would think in looking up the etymological definition of herpes that the first line is going to say, you know, disorder based on viral infection, okay, or viral causing skin condition. What does it say? It says any inflammatory spreading what? Skin condition. It don't say nothing about a virus. Nothing. Then it says from Latin herpes, a spreading skin eruption. Hey, Mama Jade is in the building. You caught it live. I'm so excited. Listen, I'm actually I'm the second live tonight. Y'all missed the Oracle, who is Larry, did a live with her brother Latronics, who, you know, does all the beats. So when y'all heard Snap Twice and New One, well, no, y'all ain't heard New One yet. What I'm talking about, I ain't like y'all heard that. But y'all heard Snap Twice though. Y'all heard February because she does the acapella. Sometimes she plays the beat. And nah, y'all ain't heard the other songs yet. She been holding them. She about to drop y'all something. But her and her brother did a jam session on Facebook Live. It was dope. And I believe it's still up. So if y'all go to Facebook and go to Who is Larry, y'all can watch it. Because I think it, you know, even though it was live, it got recorded and stays up just like here on YouTube. And he was playing his original beats and she was freestyle singing, spoken word, all that. And it was tough. It was tough. They put that work in. You know what I'm saying? So proud of them, man. They it's not easy to get up in front of people and do your artistry. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's so critical. All right, so let me get back to this. All right, so herpes. Look at this, huh? It don't say nothing about a virus on here, bro. This is etymology. Etymology means origin of the word. So at this point in time, yeah, all they talk about is a ooga booga boogie man virus. But initially, they didn't say nothing about it. So herpes, right? Any inflammatory spreading skin condition. Blisters, baby. Used of shingles. And it also says gangrene. What is gangrene? Gangrene is necrosis of the tissues based on what? Lack of nutrients, lack of oxygen. So it's the compromisation of the small vessels, okay? The capillaries and things like that. They say it comes from Latin herpes, is spreading skin eruption. Blisters, yet again, from Greek herpes, the name for the disease shingles, literally creeping. From herpene, to creep, move slowly. Okay, what does that sound like? Cognate with Latin serpere, to creep, see serpent. Oh my goodness. Now we have a snake connection. The condition was not distinguished into specific diseases until early 19th century. So herpes existed before the viral part was connected to it? How did the virus thing get connected to it? You know what I'm saying? But it has something to do with snakes. And what does it have to do with snakes? Herpetology. Herpetology, right? Meaning reptile or creeping animal. It is the branch of zoology concerned with the study of amphibians, including frogs, toads, salamanders, newts, and Caecilians, Gymnophiona. And reptiles included snakes, lizards, amphibinids, turtles, terrapins, tortoises, crocodilians, and totoras. Birds, which are cladistically included with reptilia, are traditionally excluded here. The scientific study of birds is the subject of ornithology, except for the hawk. This particular falcon called the laughing falcon, which actually is in the herpes family or class, of animals. And I'll show you that in a minute. But herpes deals with an erupting skin condition, a creeping thing. All right. And here, when you study snakes and reptiles, it's called herpetology. So we're talking about a situation where, you know what I'm saying? Your skin is becoming reptilian, Hey, what's going on here? Yeah, it was lit, Mama J, for sure. Lit. All right. So now let's go to let me go to this. Let's see. Do I have my falcon on here? Yeah, I do. Here you go. All right. So y'all know I sell guaco, right? Guaco is known to help with seizures and MSG poisoning of the brain when it overstimulates due to the glutamate receptors. And it also assists with the lungs and with breathing, so, people dealing with COVID and everything like that. But the word guaco is called guaco because it's named after a falcon. All right. And the falcon is called guaco because what it does is it has the ability to, disorient snakes, so to speak. They fly down into the guaco bush, where the leaves are. Because when you get guaco, you're getting the lianas, which are the vines. And the vines, of course, have leaves that grow on them, and the falcons, they actually chew up the leaves, and they all up in the vines, and the fragrance of the natural fragrance of the vines and the the vines, right? The divine fragrance. The falcon gets divine fragrance all over its wings, and what it does is it flies up on a snake and it flaps its wings, and divine fragrance comes off of the falcon's wings, and it disorients the snake, and the snake be like this. It can't strike, it can't run away, it can't do nothing, and then it snatches that bad boy up, snatches him up and tears him up. But ironically enough, this falcon is also known as the laughing falcon, because when it makes its calls, it's like it goes, it says the word guaco, but it says guaco like a laugh. He'd be laughing, so they call him the laughing falcon. But look, it's the only bird that is a member of the genus. So yes, genus. It's not family or class, it's a genus. What is it? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. It's genus. So its genus is Herpetotheris. So you see the herpes in there. The neotropical species is a specialist snake eater. Okay. Snake eater. So it has the herpes term, and it eats the snake, So this also gives you an understanding of the parasitic side of what herpes is, because they're talking about a creeping thing, something moving around, right? Then you got this guaco herpes animal that actually is able to grab snake. And when you're dealing with parasites in your body, they're worms and stuff. They're like snakes moving through. Parasite itself, it's an energy, and when energies are moving through your body, that's how they move. They're gonna move like a snake sliding on through and everything. So when I'm talking about the CL5, one of the main components in the CL5 is the juglidine. You know what I'm saying? The juglidine, because juglidines deal with parasites. And as I mentioned in the first one, parasites show up because they are eating. Sorry, y'all. Just responding to something real quick. They are eating the heavy metals that are inside your body. That's what they're going after. You see what I'm saying? They're going after heavy metals. That's what parasites eat. So when you don't chelate, because that's what say we'll talk about cellular chelation. We don't chelate. We don't get them heavy metals out. And why do you sequester heavy metals? In the first place, you sequester heavy metals because when you look at the periodic table of elements, you know what I'm saying? The mineral that you need, there's usually other minerals in that same column. Lead is going to be in the same column. Cadmium is going to be in the same column. So you're going after these atoms because of their valence, and the valence is the outermost electrons. So you might have a cation or anion. Cation is the positive charge, and the anion is the negative charge. It means it either has an abundance of protons or got abundance of electrons. So that's what you need in order for things to happen in your body. That's what you need, the minerals need for the charge, right? But if you don't have that mineral, the one you need, the copper or the calcium, or the manganese, you know what I mean? What your body's going to do is, because it needs to survive, it's going to sequester the heavy metal that also has +2, or it also has that -2. But the problem is it's a heavy metal, and it has all of these orbitals on it, and it's going to do more damage in your system, but it's gonna do what it can. But because it has settled in your system and you haven't gotten it out, and you're not getting the proper minerals in, so your body's using heavy metals instead, and it's jamming up the system. Now Mother Nature do what it do, and you start manifesting the herpes. You start manifesting the parasite. You see what I'm saying? And then you have to dissolve collagen. You have to dissolve connective tissue. You see what I'm saying? You have to create acids so that parasite and stuff could get through and have the environment for it to stay in, because they don't stay in alkaline, highly electron charged environments. and they're going to stay as long as you allow them to stay by having this abundance of heavy metals in this environment that you stay in. Now, heavy metals is coming from where? They're coming from chemtrails. They're coming from our foods because they're putting it in the soil. It's in the water that we drink. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we get it in our body. And we don't do the necessary cleanses, you know, seasonally that we're supposed to do, you know. And because of that, we have this big purge that happens, you know, between after the dog days of summer, you know, late August all the way into October. We call that flu season. You know what I mean? But that ain't nothing but a cleansing of toxemia from the lack of consistent cleanse that's supposed to happen throughout the whole year. Y'all follow? Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Do I want to go there with it right now? Yeah, this is the Scientific American. Okay. So yeah, so this is an article from the Scientific American from Christmas 1880. All right, and it's talking about in cases of snake bite, when the guaco leaves can be obtained fresh in infusion, sugar water is made in the proportion of 1 leaf to 1 large cupful, and its quantity is given hot every hour. It is said to stop the vomiting usually occurring. So they're talking about snake bites right now, because that's one of the main things that guaco was used for. And the interesting thing is, when you're dealing with a snake bite, when you're dealing with a snake situation, you're dealing with, or rather the herb that you would use in regards to snake attack, right, would be synonymous with what you're dealing with in regards to dealing with herpes. So use herbs that would normally be for snake attacks and snake bites, and they're going to assist, because the same situations that occur with the snake bite is similar situations that's happening with you when you're dealing with herpes. Like, first of all, when a snake bites you, they break there's enzymes that gets flushed into your blood and the surrounding skin to make your tissue soft, right? And susceptible to that venom being able to come in and flow through. So it's gonna break down your connective tissue, it's gonna break down your collagen, and that venom is gonna creep throughout your body and throughout your system. You see what I'm saying? So when you're taking herbs that are for snake bites, what is it doing? It's stopping that creeping thing, and it's also reinforcing that area that got bit and restoring that collagen. Oh, I appreciate that, Mama J. They know better. They know better. They know better. That just means half of the people watching must be trolls. Are y'all trolls? Is half of y'all watching actually trolls out here? Because you know trolls don't like. And you would think if you trolling, you would at least like, so you don't give yourself away. You know what I'm saying? But let me go. Let's see where I want to go next. Oh yeah, so this is an article talking about snake venom inhibiting herpes. Okay, I'm looking for the paper. Okay, here we go. This is the bad boy right here. So this is from what year is this from? This is like from, okay, 1930s. Treatment of herpes simplex with moccasin snake venom. So, we got to understand that the whole viral thing on herpes, I think, came around like the 20s, like the 1920s. But before that, it wasn't, it was skin affliction, right? And in this situation, what they used was snake venom in order to help the condition, you know. Um, and snake venom is something that's been used, man, forever in regards to all diseases. Hence why the caduceus and all of the medical symbols actually show a snake wrapped around. Everybody say, "Oh, that's Eden Pangala with the Kundalini." Yeah, it's that too, but it's also as simple as Asclepius, and the rod and the staff and the snake, and the fact that snakes are able to heal not just physically but spiritually too. They're very potent medicines. Their meat, their enzymes, their essence, so to speak. As I say on bilingobalance.com, you get rattlesnake capsules from Victor Bowman, Son Sabi, which helps with all types of stuff. But this is an article from the 30s talking about snake venom helping people with these symptoms and these blisters, these skin afflictions. Because what do snakes do? What do reptiles, what are they known for? Skin wise. Yeah, their skin's rough. It seems like it's dry, but there's something that their skin is able to do, like on the regular. They're able to shed. They shed their whole skin and come up with a new. So symbolically and spiritually, that lets you know that they have the ability to renew. You got lizards that grow their tails back. You know what I'm saying? You got that's right, shed, regenerate. You got salamanders, amphibians that could just purely regenerate limbs. So they have the ability to be able to do things that we inherently can do too, but we're just not conscious of. All right. So yeah, man, we here Monday night with the Leo full moon. Leo full moon. Let me see where I'm about to go now. Go now down here. Okay, talking about yeah, this is yeah, so this is talking about the propolis of the stingless bee honey and what it does for herpes. And propolis is, a combination of, a lot of the lignans from the woods and stuff that the bees use to create their honey pots. So the honey has propolis in it because it sits in the honey pot and it mixes into the honey. But you can get propolis on its own too, but it's in the honey as well, and that's why, the honey with its wound healing and collagen restoring properties, topically it's second to none, you know what I'm saying, with coating. But so when we're talking about herpes, we gotta kind of get out of the boogeyman aspect of, because it's all created to have us be afraid of each other. You know what I'm saying? And not be in proximity because somebody's going to sneeze something on you or put something on you. And it ain't that. Like you get stuff from people without touching, without an exchange, because we have the ether in between us and we resonate electromagnetic energy. So I speak about women, consolidating on their cycle all the time, you know what I mean? And me being able to yawn, if I yawned, like, hold on, here come. I just said yawn and then I had to yawn. That's wild. Now let me know. Hey, Mr. G's up in the building watching from New Orleans. No, I'm sorry. New Orleans. Yeah, that's it. New Orleans. He calling from New Orleans right now. What's up, Mr. G? What you doing down there in the what they call it, the bowl? You in the bowl right now. We got Mama Jade in the building. We got Mr. G up in the building. David's up in the building. We got the whole family up in here, man. All right. CL of the CL5 has to deal with collagen, C3, conjus crispus, right? And the L deals with lysine, you know what I'm saying? And all of the L words, you know, so it's a CL5. Yeah. Mr. G is in the building. What was I about to say? He came in and he threw my whole thought. He got it. He got it right now, Mr. G. Look at that. David, remember, he got it right. He got it right. So yeah, we doing part 2. Let's get our likes up. Let's get our likes up. All right. And you know, we talking about herpes, getting rid of herpes part 2. And you know, it's a combination of lifestyle change and shoot, half of y'all who think y'all got it don't have it. If you ain't never broke out, bro, you ain't dealing with no situation. You're dealing with somebody telling you that you have a large amount of certain amount of antibodies in your blood. Okay. And those antibodies don't mean that it's coming from you having herpes. It means that, you know, it could be anything. You got antibodies in your in the system all the time, especially when you're in a toxic environment dealing with microplastics and a whole bunch of stuff in our water and our air, you know. Peace. What's going on, Torre? How you doing? Big up from Toronto. Mucho Belingo. Y'all up in here, man. So yeah, we got what I'm doing right now is I have a secret sale that I'm doing right now. I'm doing a secret sale, y'all. Since I'm taking a pause, everybody coming up here. I got a secret sale going on, and what it is just coupons. You're not gonna go to the site and just, I mean, there's a sale going on already with you know, with the site, you know, 33% off joint. But I got, for those that are watching, because it's Monday nights, like who's watching Monday night, you know, for all the people that are tuned in, who's listening, I got a coupon secret sale going on with just specifically coupons. All right. And the coupon codes are in the description. All right. So you're going to get, you got coupons for the honey pots. You got coupons for the droppers. You got coupons for CL5. CL5 is already on sale, and I put a coupon on that. All right. For the whole CL5 package, you got coupons on C3. You got coupons on Phyto. You got coupons on SOLTRIOL. You got coupons on CMOS. Not this, you got coupon on C3, and you got coupons on dry CMOS too, the Honduras CMOS as well. We got coupons on Perilla oil, coupon on BATANA oil, coupons on Phyto. All right. We got coupons across the board. What else I got coupons on? It's shoot, just about everything. Just about everything got a coupon code. About 10 items I created a coupon to. And it's the coupon amounts is stupid. The honey amount is stupid. Okay. And then the things that are already on sale, they're not as stupid because it's already on sale, but I'm giving you even a little bit more to shave off. So if you go in the description of this video, you'll see the link to the site. You'll also see the list of the coupon codes. So you go to the site, you pick the item, boom, you throw the coupon code in there, bow, you got it. This coupon code sale, the secret sale, is 24 hours. So from the time that I started this to the time I ended is, you know, it's Monday. So it's going to be midnight Tuesday. So it's going to be midnight beginning of Wednesday when it ends. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got some coupons up in here, bro. So check the description. Go in the description of this video and look at the list. And I have the title and then the coupon under it, and then you just drop that in there, and that's just for the 24 eyes. Okay, that's for y'all. That's for the real ones, you know. And then I'm gonna snatch it back like Scorpion. Get over here. All right, so yeah, anti-herpes simplex virus. But you know, like we saw when we read the etymology of herpes, it didn't say nothing about a virus. It had to deal with a skin affliction. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're dealing with. You know, just like psoriasis, just like eczema. You know what I'm saying? These are all problems of the skin. It's just that herpes is extremely sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Extremely sensitive. You know how many tests they have where they pull the fluid of somebody who's infected with a quote unquote virus, and they've put the said they put the fluid that they pulled out into another person, and they didn't get infected. They even had it where they had two people sitting in a room, and the one person who was infected, they had them put their mouth like this close, like say this is a mouth and this is a mouth. They had them like this. They was not kissing, but they was damn near. They was damn near with it, right? And told them to breathe, you know, like just breathe on somebody, right? And breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and still ain't caught nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of tests went down like that, where people just did not catch nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we're dealing with situations of toxemia, radiation. You know what I'm saying? And also we have to stop acting like spirit ain't involved in health. You know what I'm saying? Right. What do you add? KT, come again. What do you recommend? Eczema. You saying what do I recommend for eczema? With eczema, what I have learned is that eczema is a situation where it's expressed in the skin, but not caused by the skin. It starts in the liver. And when the liver gets backed up and beat up and tore up, right, then the toxins then have to find another way out. You're supposed to defecate, urinate, you know, your toxins out, but we have another way to get rid of toxins other than exhaling, and that is through sweating. And if your sweat is as concentrated as your bowels are, then your pores are going to get clogged, and the layers of your skin is going to get inflamed. You know, and what does eczema look like when you start scratching too much? It starts looking like reptile skin, don't it? Yeah. And snake venom is good for that too, you know. Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's wild. I don't know about Robert Wilner. What happened when he injected himself with it? What happened? What was the results? You know, yeah, they did it with horses too. They sure did. You know. Nah, you see the savings, huh? Yeah, y'all started looking at. Y'all better get on it before I change my mind and just take it down when I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know, here they're talking about the effect of the eruptions based on the propolis of stingless bees. And you know, the NESUT nectar is the Honduran one of a kind rare black stingless bee honey, which is also, it has its own coupon code, both the drops and the honey pots, you know. Oh, it's funny. Somebody said, is the HSV merely a pleomorphic? Okay, you can't be using them big words in front of these people. They be like, what you talking about? So for people who don't know what pleomorphism, and pleomorphism is a situation where microbes turn into other microbes. For instance, bacteria, when you starve and poison bacteria, what it does is it breaks down and they turn into bacteriophages. And a bacteriophage is the virus that has the icosahedron head, neck, and has the legs, look like an alien. And these bacteriophages actually come from the bacteria as they break down, right? But bacteria can also pleomorph into fungus and mold. So you got spores, you got mold, you got yeast, you got bacteria, you got these virions, and it's a cycle that these particular microbes can go into all on their own. It's called a pleomorphic cycle. That's right, David. That's right. The perilla oil with the omega-3s, which has also got its own coupon code, by the way, will definitely help with inflammation based on it being an essential fatty acid, a polyunsaturated fatty acid, a PUFA, which, when you consume enough of those, you end up creating from the ALA in the perilla oil, it'll turn into eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, otherwise known as EPA and DHA, which is, great for the eyes, great for anti-inflammatory, But yeah, pleomorphic. This is a great book about pleomorphism. It's called Bacteria Cyclogeny by Gunther Enderlein. I've showed this book before. It's a rare one. It's a powerful. Is it upside down? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a powerful book right here. And he talks about just the different cycle that bacteria go through, so you can get a better understanding of pleomorphism. And they talk about the endothesit particle formations. So similar to the fungal thread, it also happens usually in higher bacteria that an acid falls apart into the shorter sections, namely into a dimatchid, or that the section further develops into a synacid before it separates. So he breaks down how microbes are able to transform into other forms and change based on the environment that they're in. Antoine Béchamp, of course. That's why his name was Béchamp, because he was the champ. Antoine Béchamp, boy. You know what I'm saying? Louis Pasteur poisoned those sheep. He cheated. The reason why he won and everybody went with the germ theory was because of this one experiment he did with these sheep with vaccinating them. But in the control experiment, the ones that he didn't vaccinate, he poisoned them with arsenic and killed them. That's what ended up happening, Okay, Robert Wildner was not infected. I appreciate that, Let's see what we got here. They talk about mucus formation. Hold on, where's that? Agglutinability, phosphorescence, parasite. Oh, alkylogeny and acidogeny. Where I just see mucus formation. Yep, the mucus formation encapsulation can be limited to a certain cyclo stage, as it appears to be the case with the anthrax pathogen. However, the formation of mucus may also be present or absent in sections within a cyclo stage. For instance, the Micrococcus mesenteroides grows only on sugar-free nutritive media. When there is sugar in the culture, develops a very strong mucus coating. A very well-known example is the pneumococcus, which produces mucus as a parasite, but does not do so on an artificial culture. Both occur in the proboscis stage. So This is why Sabi say mucus is the only disease, because right there it said based on sugar, okay, and based on other situations, these particular microbes start to create mucus coats around them, or actually exude mucus as a byproduct of the environment that they're in. So if you have 10 bacteria per cell and you got 100 trillion cells, you know what I mean, you got billions in your microbiome in your gut, and you're living a certain lifestyle that's causing these bacteria, not just your mucus lining of your alimentary canal, all right, secreting mucus for stuff, but these microbes are exuding their own mucus around them to protect themselves from stuff. And how are they able to do the natural jobs that they would normally do if they're in these thick old triple fat goose mucus coats? You know, this book is a gem. You know what I'm saying? This book is a gem. Look at this. This is stuff growing up inside you, bro. Okay. Powerful book. Powerful book. But yeah, that's pleomorphism. Okay. Yeah, I'll get carried away looking at this one. Let me put this down. Love and peace. What's up, Miss Lopez? Yep, shapeshifters, man, for sure, for sure. All right, let's see where we going. Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Oh yeah, that's talking about the stroke with the honey, helping with the strokes and stuff. Let me go. What I wanna pull up. I ain't even about to put COVID up. I can't even put that up on this screen because they be hating. So yeah. So when you're dealing with diabetes, you're dealing with a disorder of the, what's the word? The peripheral vascular system, meaning the supplemental and small micro vessels. Okay, because you know you got main arteries and you got main veins, but the gem, you see, of your vascular system is actually the capillaries, where everything goes slow. Okay, and I likened this before to an interchange on the highway. You know, when you're going 80 miles per hour down the expressway, and you have to get on an interchange, on a junction, to get on another expressway, and you know it's going to loop. You see all those yellow signs with the arrows, and they, you know, it tells you, 35 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna keep going. You shoot right off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? And end up on some mound. You know what I mean? Or on a billboard or something like that. So you hit the brakes. You slightly bend that wheel, and you start to turn. You know what I mean? And you go slow, and you go slow, and you go slower. And that's what happens, with the capillaries. Capillaries, is where everything slows down because the exchange is taking place there, and this is where the charge takes place with the natural way that we're able to power our body through the separation of charge of water by way of the electromagnetic environment that we're in, which stimulus originates from the sun and the cosmos, okay? And the sun and the cosmos, as they're able to filter through this thin layer of our palms and from the soles of our feet, and of course through the melanin in our skin, we're able to then create this charge flow mechanism in the vessels, by way of separation of charge of water's H2O. So when you're dealing with diabetes, diabetes breaks down these capillaries, and this is why people, get amputated, gangrene, and got to chop off the hands and feet and the you know, the microvessels of the eyes. They having problems with their sight and things like that. But one of the main areas of issue that we deal with is actually with diabetes is the pancreas, you know. And what we need to understand is when you look at the word pancreas, it's a compound word. It's pan and it's krios, you know what I'm saying? And pan deals with like all, you know what I mean? Or even like around, you know, so like Pan-African and Pan-American, Pan-Am, you know. I know I'm leaving out probably a real obvious pan. And then you got krios, which deals with create. All right. So all creation. That's why, you know, you got growth hormone and you got insulin, you know, glycogen, you know, I mean, glucagon, you know, that all stems out of the pancreas. Pancreas is an exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. It deals with the blood and it deals with the digestive system. The digestive system, it creates pancreatic lipase. You know what I mean? This is how you're able to break down all your fats. After your gallbladder secretes bile, which it concentrated on behalf of the liver who originally made it, you know, that bile is able to emulsify the giant fat globs that are inside your duodenum, which is the first section of the small intestines, after your food comes out of your stomach. And you're in a watery environment, so you need something to kind of like wrangle that bowl of oil that's existing in this watery environment. Yeah, panacea, exactly. And look, panacea is damn near anagram of pancreas. You know what I'm saying? So you wrestle down these globules, and now it forms into small globettes. You know what I mean? Little small ones. And the pancreas then secretes pancreatic lipase that's now able to kind of like connect to these small globettes and now break them down further so they can get absorbed in the microvilla and end up in the lymph, you know, and find its way to where it needs to go in the body now. You know, even when you're taking like, you know, these oils and stuff, perilla oils and, you know, these omega-3 oils, has to get broken down and absorbed in to get around to the body. So the pancreas is endocrine function, because exo means outside. So it's like, what, the pancreas is outside the body? No, it's the fact that they call it exocrine because the digestive system is a system that's outside the body. Okay, you got to understand you're a tube. You know, your mouth opens up, and technically you could, you know, a snake that people use for toilets, you know, to get down through the pipes and remove obstructions. You could technically put a snake down your mouth, throat, stomach, intestines, out your anus. He almost got me. That lets you know that it's a tube. So when food is moving through your digestive system, it is not in you, it's out of you. And the whole point of digestion is to break things down to its smallest parts so it can get absorbed and it then can go inside of you. So its exocrine function is this digestive function because the digestive system is outside the body. Endocrine means inside. Okay, it's something that happens inside the body, and that's by way through blood. And this takes place through the beta cells, delta cells, alpha cells of the pancreas, okay, and the islets of Langerhans. Now, what does beta cells do? Beta cells make insulin. Okay, what does the alpha cells do? Alpha cells make glucagon. What is the difference between insulin and glucagon? Insulin is responsible for bringing the blood sugar level down by being a signal that allows the sugar to come into the cell and it to be used for whatever it needs to be used for in the cells and the tissue. And the glucagon is the opposite. It's able to take that sugar and actually store it in the liver. All right. And it stores the sugar in the liver for fasting periods when you're not eating. You're not eating nothing. You're not getting no food in. You know, you're not getting any of the carbs in. So the body breaks the carbs down and releases them in the blood from the liver. But it can't be stored as sugar in the liver. It gets stored as glycogen, which is like starch, technically, because starch is a stored form of sugar. This is what fruits use. Fruits. That's that old man coming out, bro. That's what fruits do. Fruits. Before they sweet, they chalky. You know what I'm saying? They chalky. If you pick a mango before it's ripe, that latex white cream juice starts spilling out that thing. And you try to cut it and it's hard than a rock. You know what I mean? That's starch. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is through the sun, through the heat, and through hydrolysis, which is water, the glycogen breaks down into sugars. You have sugar that gets turned to glycogen, all right, by way of glucagon inside your liver. And when your blood sugar drops, the glycogen, right, then gets turned back into sugar, right? And then the insulin allows the sugar to come inside the tissues, all right? Hey, man, it's only a matter of time, I guess, before we link up. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. That'll be fun. That'll be a hell of a conversation. A heaven of conversation, actually. But yeah, right now, for the next 24 hours, we are doing a secret sale, a full moon in Leo secret sale. That's right. No, you don't go to the site and see the sale. There's a sale going on there, been going on pretty much for the new year. I kept it there because, you know, inflation, everything's going on. So I'm trying to be thoughtful to the people, but I'm doing a stupid super sale right now, secret sale though. And what you have to do is punch in the coupon code. So the next question is, okay, KT, what's the coupon code? The coupon codes are in the description of this video. So only thing you got to do on this video is where it says more in the description area. You click on that. It's going to have a link to the site. And it's also going to have a title of all the products and the amount off, the dollar amount off, and the coupon code underneath. So you go there, you get the product, and then during checkout, you drop the coupon code, boom. You get that stupid super discount. And the funny thing is, if it's on sale already, the coupon still applies. It doesn't apply to the original price. It applies to the sale price that's on the site. So if it's on sale, you get an additional amount off. And I'm only doing this for the next 24 hours, baby. All right, got some Phyto and Perilla. You could mix those together, you know, whip them up. You know, if you have one of them little small little blenders, you can emulsify the oil with the Phyto and make kind of this green kind of fluff. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be banging. That'll be really banging. All right. You telling everybody about your secret sale? About my secret sale? It's not for everybody, Mr. G. But now you could tell them. You could tell them. Hopefully they'll listen. 24 hours, and then I'm out. Best way to use Phyto is just drop some in some water and stir it up. You know, I say put it in like a jar like this that has a top, and you can close it. That way you can shake it, take it to your head. It doesn't have to digest. You could just put it under your tongue, and it absorbs straight into the tissues because they're so small. They don't need to be digested, you know. But yeah, you know. But yeah, okay. Let's keep going. What else I got for y'all? Yeah, so we was talking about the pancreas, right? So this right here is just talking about the stingless bee honey's effect on the pancreas and its anti-diabetic and pancreatoprotective effects. So they use streptozotocin or streptozotocin. I don't be knowing all the words, bro. Some of them be catching me every time, but this is something that they use as a toxin. Lots of times when they want to see if something is going to work, they'll give a toxin to an animal that particularly poisons a certain organ, and then after the animal gets the shock in that organ, then they start to administer, whatever the natural substance is, and see whether or not it alleviates the toxicity, the inflammation, and the poisoning that occurred. So in this situation, they use stingless bee honey, to assist these diabetic rats. Yep, rats get diabetes too, And, I want to talk about trehalulose real quick. I like bringing this up, because, a lot of people are watching for the first time, or they might not have seen the videos before. And I want to mention this too, because somebody had messaged me in the DM and it was like, you need to let people know about trehalulose and how it has a contraindication with antibiotics, for example, this antibiotic and that antibiotic, and C. diff, which is a bacterial infection. They say it's a bacterial infection, but bacteria ain't what infect. Bacteria are the firemen, okay, that are putting out a fire based on another situation that's going on, and you run up on 30 vultures eating a carcass and you think the vultures killed the animal. It's like, nah, the animal was dead. The vultures are the result of the animal already being there. Firemen did not create the fire. They're there to put the fire out, and they're cleaning everything up. Hey, Dice is in the building. I got Dice and Mr. G up in here. When does that happen? Huh? It's a full moon in Leo. A full moon in Leo. What's up, Dice? What's up, dog? How you doing? How you do that there? Yeah, man. I'm just we just up in here building. Let me get them likes up, y'all. Let me get them likes. Let me get that love. So yeah, she was talking about that, and then I I let her know. I was like, you said trehalulose. This I never said anything about that sugar. This is trehalulose. Okay, you gotta add another syllable in there. And she didn't even recognize that I was talking about a totally different sugar. I said you was waiting on it. Who's Dice? Yeah, Mr. G and Dice got a running joke going on between the two of them. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all hash that out in the chat. So trehalulose is totally different. So I had to let her know that one of them are two glucose molecules. They're both dimers, meaning that, or rather disaccharides. A dimer and a disaccharide, same thing. Dimer means two molecules put together. Disaccharide is two molecules put together, but those molecules just happen to be a sugar. So with trehalulose, it's not two glucose, it's a glucose and a fructose. And that's different because the fructose has more of a pentagon shape, while the glucose is more of a hexagonal shape, as you can see here. And the bees are able to convert sucrose, right, which is a sugar that's found in fruit, and what table sugar actually is sucrose, but it's processed sucrose that's stripped of all its essence. Tim's, you can't listen to Tim's playing with sucrose. Ain't no essence, But a beneficial disaccharide isomer of sucrose, thus rare sugar breaks down 3 times slower than sucrose in the intestines, resulting in a gradual release of simple sugars in the bloodstream. So continue the narration of diabetes. You see what I'm saying? The diabetic talk. Diabetes deals with blood sugar increase, right? Big spikes of sugar because of how quick things are being processed and absorbed by the intestine. So you have these sugar spikes. So they always talk about the glycemic index. You know what I'm saying? They talk about having eating things that don't have a lot of sugar in it because it's going to affect the glucose numbers in your blood. But when you consume trehalulose breaks down 3 times slower than sucrose does, and even slower than other sugars, so you don't have that same spike. So the fructose and glucose molecules, the glucose is the 6-sided one, and the fructose is the 5-sided one, in regards to the ring shape. And they're linked by what you call a 1-1 glycosidic bond, all right, which is more stable than a 1-2 glycosidic bond in sucrose, which is on the right. It is broken down more slowly than sucrose in the small intestine, giving it a lower glycemic index. All right. So they look very similar, but as you see, one of them got that angle on it with the oxygen, which allows that thing to get that wave. You know what I'm saying? You want things to be able to vibrate and have a nice vibration. And that's what trehalulose allows it to do. And the bees do that through a process called an intermolecular displacement of nectar sucrose, which is called a double displacement reaction. All right. The enzymatic double displacement reaction. Sucrose acts as a glucose donor, giving a beta D-glucosyl enzyme intermediate with fructose release, as demonstrated by mixed isotope products. So glucosylation of fructose intramolecularly with isomerization forms trehalulose. In other words, the enzymes inside of the bee is able to convert the sucrose by changing its molecular bond structure, all right, to trehalulose. Okay, it's just a fancy way of saying that. All right. See what else we got here for y'all. That's more on the snake venom. Oh yeah, that's some brain. This is from I gotta get into part 2. Yeah, when we get into part 2 of the Ascension protocol, we're gonna get into the red nuclei. As we're talking about raising consciousness, that's coming up. That's coming up, y'all. That's coming up. And I've been told y'all I was gonna do part 2. Y'all been patient with me. It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. Oh yeah, this is some antiviral secondary plant metabolites for all the different, what they would call viruses. I'm trying to see if I could find this. Looking for it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Is y'all chat? Okay, is it? Okay, here we go. All right. So, people be asking for, I told them I've had the list on here before. I've talked about the different herbs, So we got guaco, which is on the site. It's on sale. You know what I mean? Y'all want to get up on that guaco. We got contribo. I believe Victor Bowman got some of that in stock right now over on Bilingo Balance. I'm out at the time, but we'll be stocked back up again. Carambola, is on there, which is in the CL5 package, which is on sale, and there's an extra coupon code in the description for y'all to get a little extra love on that thing, only for the next 24. We got the African geranium, you know, which is the Umchuk loloabo. That's another one. We got June plum or spondeus, gumbo limbo, which we I think we out of gumbo limbo right now. We got to restock that. Prunera vulgaris and lemon balm, both of those, you know, self-heal and Melissa officinalis. Chaparral, giant horsetail, duck flower, aristolochia, you know. Chondrus crispus, okay, sorrel, mulberry, okay, which contains the leaves. This is why, you know, if you notice, when you see those trees and they have the big webbed beds in them, and you see all them worms, those are silkworms, and they usually make their web beds, their silk beds, in mulberry trees because they consume the mulberry leaves, and they use that melatonin in order, because butterflies need circadian more than anybody, because they converting from a caterpillar to a butterfly, you know what I'm saying, silkworm to a moth, you know, whatever. So they need a lot of melatonin, and they get that out the leaves. Sensitiva, also known as Mimosa pudica. Infrared light, not ultraviolet. Okay, now that doesn't mean you can't go out in the sun, because it's not just going to be isolated ultraviolet. It's going to be ultraviolet mixed with infrared and full spectrum. You eat the whole flower. Eat the whole flower. Trehalulose is only found in stingless bee honey. It's the only source of it. You're not going to find it anywhere else. Maybe a couple bacteria might have it. You know, they make everything, but you're not going to find it in any other food. It's one of a kind. Infrared light, not ultraviolet light. Lysine arginine ratios, because lysine is a promoter of collagen production. Arginine is too, but it's a different. They play different roles. And even though you need both of them for construction, you want the lysine to be more. All right. Omega-3, omega-6 ratio, favoring the omega-3s. French thyme, which is in the upper right corner. That bad boy right there is an amazing plant. It's amazing for viral, and it's amazing for cooking. All right. The flavor profile on that is everything in the tea. Yo, if you like oil of oregano, you need oil of that type of oregano. Even though it's French leaf thyme, broadleaf thyme, technically it's really a giant oregano, but you know, it's like a thyme oregano blend. And then of course, circadian rhythm plays a huge role in regards to herpes as well, that a lot of us are not aware of. Okay, so when your circadian rhythm is shot, you also will have this particular skin affliction because your melatonin numbers have dropped exponentially, and your body is out of whack. Your hormones is out of whack. Your timing is out of whack. You know, you're going to find out how important circadian rhythm is. I'm always bringing it up. So, you know, this is a list of, and like I said, I have my prices and I have my products, but I always give y'all the free. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Yeah, thyme is good for circadian rhythm. This broadleaf thyme right here is definitely good for it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me find. I need my other. Here's my other. I'm looking for my other. Hold on, y'all. I'll be having y'all wait. I definitely appreciate y'all patience. Okay, while y'all wait, y'all could get my likes up. Okay, you can also go in the description and hit the link and go get your coupon code and stop playing. You know, get your coupon code and stop playing. You know what I mean? And take advantage. Oh, yeah. Let me show y'all this real quick. Y'all want to know how y'all getting heavy metals in you. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. These people are crazy. They're so crazy. It is so crazy. It is so crazy. All right. All right. So check this out. All right. So a lot of y'all might not have gotten the jab. Okay. So kudos to you. But you did travel, you know what I'm saying? Or you did have to deal with certain situations where you had to take a test. So you got swabbed, right? And because the term swab is being used, is semantics affecting your psychology. You know what I'm saying? One coupon, one coupon per order. No. You could well, you can do multiple. You could definitely do multiple. But now I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. So when you look at this screen right here, okay, it's gonna blow your mind if you ain't seen these pictures already. But when you hear the term swab, because you're programmed from a child to automatically associate the word swab with Q-tip. Swab, Q-tip. So you think when someone says swab, they're talking about a cotton swab. But the swabs that they use are not cotton swabs, okay? These are the swabs underneath a microscope to blow them up, okay? And what these are silicon zirconium, which is a fancy word for glass. So you're looking at glass hairs that are meant to break off. And everywhere you see like 1, 4, 2, 3, those are identifying heavy metals, different heavy metals. All right. So as is, and a lot of people talk about when they got it done, it was very uncomfortable and rough. Like it wasn't delicate. Like they stick it up there slow, but once they get up there, they jam it and then they start twisting that mug. Twisting. So all them little pieces could just break off and become lodged in your mucosa. You know, and that's a very sacred area that gets messed with, because that is where the Christ oil rises. You see, you know, this is the area, you know, where the cuneiform plate, cribiform to cuneiform. You know what I'm saying? Like the Anunnaki, the cuneiform plate of the cribiform plate is that vibrates when you put your tongue to the top of the roof of your mouth, you go, that's what vibrates. And they go back to that soft tissue. And amongst that soft tissue, there is a hole that leads straight up to the pineal gland, you know. So you want to know how you get heavy metals in you. This is how you get heavy metals in your nasopharynx, you know, and what's going to end up following, because, you know, you're not going to figure out how to purge these heavy metals out. The parasites are going to then evolve or manifest to consume these heavy metals. So now you got parasites in you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for those of y'all that didn't know what swabs really was, that's something real quick. So yeah, I'm still looking. But yeah, like I said, while I'm looking, while I'm cooking, y'all go ahead and hit up the y'all go ahead and get y'all coupon codes on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted right here. Yes. All right. All right. Let me see. What we got here? All right. The circadian clock in viral infections. Okay. Now, keep in mind, y'all better get, first of all, big shout out to SOLTRIOL D, dog. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to SOLTRIOL D. I don't know how many of y'all, I think y'all playing. Y'all playing with the vitamin D3 I got. You know, we've been in the vitamin D winter since September. It ain't let up yet. You know what I mean? We got about another month and a week, month and 2 weeks before the UVB, before the 30-degree angle inclination of the sun allows for the ultraviolet B energy to reach us and hit our skin. The subdermal layer of fat that contains cholesterol that then will be converted into vitamin D. It's coming, but it ain't here yet. Y'all supposed to be getting your vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency is synonymous with the symptoms of viral infections. It's such a smeared line. It's such a gray line. You know what I'm saying? So when you think you're infected, you might just be defected by the fact that you're deficient in the sun hormone. You know what I'm saying? Vegas don't got UVB year round, bro. Let me tell y'all, ultraviolet B year round is in the 20s. And when I say 20s, I ain't talking temperature, I'm talking latitude. You know? So you gotta be 29 all the way down to 0. The closer you get to the equator, the stronger the UVB get. You know what I'm saying? So we talking all of the Gulf cities, Mobile, Alabama, you know what I'm saying, and New Orleans, you know, and then you get into Pensacola and, you know, all of Florida, Caribbean, Mexico, you know, all of that. But Las Vegas, nah. And then Vegas, bro. Vegas is terrible. Y'all got 6G, 7 and 8G over there, and LED light on stupid Schwarzenegger steroids, WWF steroids of light, blue light is in Vegas. Man, walking down the street in Vegas is like, it's like having your 5G iPhone 20 to your head nonstop for like a year. Man, Vegas is bad. You gotta go out to them deserts, man, and get some air or something like that, because that city's strong. But yeah, so look, this is the circadian clock and viral infections. This is a little article that I got, and it's you know, the circadian clock controls several aspects of mammalian physiology and orchestrates the daily oscillations of biological processes and behavior. Our circadian rhythms are driven by an endogenous, meaning internal, central clock in the brain that synchronizes with clocks in our peripheral tissue. So when you talk about time, okay, like we create time. And you know we create time because we are able to observe three-dimensional objects. See, whatever dimension you're able to observe means you're in the higher dimension then, because you're not going to observe the dimension that you in. You understand? You know, if we was in the third dimension, 3 dimensions would look like 2D. But we're able to observe 3 dimensions. Why are we able to observe 3 dimensions? Because a 3-dimensional object requires another aspect in order to understand it and view it, and that is time. Okay, and what do I mean by that? So these are the brain ventricles, right? So guess what? Why is it 3D? It's 3D because I'm able to see what? All parts of it, right? Rotated on its axis, okay? And look at every part of this thing. What is the requirement for that? Time is the requirement of that, okay? So time is the dimension, right, that's required in order to observe 3 dimensions, and we're able to observe time. So we're above that, you know, and that's why we talk about 5D as instead of 5G. Now we go higher than that as people, as gods, as spirits, as divine entities, but definitely higher than 3rd dimension and 4th dimension. And 4th dimension is the dimension of time. So we create time by way of the interaction of light and water. Okay, water and light is what creates time. One of the most original clocks was the water clock, you know, that we used to use, you know. So when light enters our pupil, okay, and it interacts with the waters of our eyes, it creates a wave by way of the light hitting it, and also the sound vibration that occurs from that interaction. Between that perturbation, that means that disturbance of the medium by way of the sound and light interacting with the waters of our eye, we then are now slowing down light, okay? And through that mechanism, we are creating time. Time is relative. It's perception. That's why you having a great time, it goes fast. You're having a horrible time, it goes forever. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I'll make time, or I'm out of time, or I'm on time. You know, the way we use it is because it's something that we're able to create. You know, when a woman gets pregnant, you're definitely creating time. You just created 10 months and a life and an entity that will now develop and grow till, you know, it could be over 100 years old, and then affect all types of things in the world in that process. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, our body is a clock. Our eyes are a clock. Our brain is a clock. Our organs are clocks. And they're like cogs too, that you see when you lift the face of a clock, and all those different mechanisms are what do they call it? Lock and key with one another. All right. So our circadian rhythms are driven by an endogenous central clock in the brain that synchronizes with clocks in peripheral tissues, thereby regulating our immune system and the severity of infections. These rhythms affect the pharmacokinetics and efficacy of therapeutic agents and vaccines. The core circadian regulatory circuits and clock regulated host pathways provide fertile ground to identify novel antiviral therapies. An increased understanding of the role circadian systems play in regulating viral infections and the host's response to the virus will inform our clinical management of these diseases. This review provides an overview of the experimental and clinical evidence reporting on the interplay between the circadian clock and viral infections, highlighting the importance of virus clock research. Woo, man. Viral clock research. All right. So circadian rhythm, and this is what? This is the Nuffield Department of Clinical Medicine and the University of Oxford. All right. So this ain't the little community college down the block doing this. All right. So there's a relationship between the symptoms that we identify as a viral infection. Okay. Because remember, in order for these to be viral infections they talk about, they have to pull sample from the tissue and isolate said virus. How do you isolate said virus? You have to pull the fluids out. You got to blend that bad boy up, chop it all up because viruses are small, right? You have to sometimes they either freeze first or freeze after, but they blended it up. Then when they have what's left over from the blending, once they have that blended material, now you have to filter it. So the same way that you filter coffee, right? With the little coffee filter, they have a filter for this blended tissue juice that they just made, right? Because you got big pieces in there, you know, not to the naked eye, but viruses are on the nanoscale apparently, right? As they say. So they need something that's going to filter out all of the micro size things and the macron size things and the angstrom size things, because they want nano size. So they filter those things out, and then what's left is all the smallest pieces. So then they take that liquid that been filtered, not the strained big stuff, but the small stuff that fit through, and they put it in a centrifuge, and they whip the centrifuge, and then it gets separated in regards to weight. And even though they're all small, you know, a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon, an eighth of a teaspoon, those are all small amounts, but they're all still different weights. So the centrifuge, which is a device that uses centrifugal force. You got centripetal force, which is condensing or collapsing in on itself, and centrifugal force, which is expanding. So it's, you know, if you take a wet towel and you whip that thing around your head fast, you know what I'm saying? The water is going to move to the tip of that towel and it's going to start to spray out, and you know the towel will be drier when you're done. So that's centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is all of that. Also that carnival ride you used to go on, probably still go on now, where you go in there and it's shaped like a donut and everybody stands against the wall and it starts spinning mad quick, and then you get stuck to the wall and your face gets stuck to the wall, and every time you try it, pow, it just keeps, you know what I'm saying? And then the floor drops, and now there's no floor underneath you, and you ain't falling. Why? Because gravity don't exist. It's all about forces, you know what I'm saying? And it was able to it's able to kind of push you up against the wall and you stuck to the wall. That's centrifugal force. So this same force is used with this instrument, and it's able to whip the fluids till it separates, okay, into layers. And then based on the weight of a virus, which will be one of those layers, you get a pipette, you pull that layer out with the pipette like a dropper, you know what I'm saying? And you put that on a slide, you put it on a microscope, and then you're able to say, oh, snap, son, look, I see the viruses. And out of all of the viruses that's ever been talked about, from measles to HIV, to hepatitis, to herpes, to corona, has never been isolated like that. Never. The only isolations that have ever been done with any of these viruses are not isolations, but they are the result of the cytopathic effects of starving and intoxicating monkey, usually kidney tissues, to the point that the cell decomposes. Okay, decomposes and breaks down, and when tissue breaks down, the genetic material gets enveloped in little bubbles called like micelles and little lipid layers, you know. And whenever you have a protein coat wrapped around genetic material, that's a virus. So that's what all of the isolated papers say they did, but they've never pulled a virus from an infected person, isolated it based on the definition of a purified isolate, and looked under the microscope. No virus, none. I don't care which one you list, A to Z, none of them ever since the 50s, when viruses became big because of John Enders. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know? So y'all got to check that. Y'all got to look that up. Y'all got to look that up. So what we're dealing with is more of symptoms of what we identify as viral infections as opposed to viruses themselves. Okay, yes, likes again, baby. Let me get some likes up. Let me get some likes up. I'm dropping words of wisdom right now. You know what I mean? Oh, you used to call it the washing machine. Man, could you imagine if it was like a washing machine? You know, because the part that they do, they just do the spin cycle. You know what I'm saying? But what if they actually did the little back and forth, back and whoop, whoop, and while you stuck to the wall, you'd be like, bleh. You know? But yeah, likes. Go to the description right now, while you have the time. Y'all better not waste no time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why y'all wasting time. You know, we making time. You still could waste time, and you wasting time if you do not go in the description and you do not check out the link that leads you straight to the So Ionic Botanical Store. And what do you find there? All the products. And what's so special about all these products? Underneath the link to the description is the titles of the products and all of the coupon codes that I have for all these different products. I got like 10 products with coupon codes. And then that applies to the sale that already exists on the site. Plus, NESUT, Nectar, and Honey Pots got new prices. I brought them down for y'all because, you know, I had them when I first got it. You know what I'm saying? It had to be the price it was because it's just, that's what it was at that time, it being a rare thing. And I'm just bringing it out. And that's just what the price point had to be. But I went ahead because it's been out for over 6 months. So I brought it down to its new price. That's its new. But guess what? There's coupon code I got on top of that. So you could throw that up on there. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, get yourself some of these products. Do yourself a favor. It ain't nothing but brain food, heart food, lung food, you know, spirit food, you know what I'm saying? Sun food for you. All right. But all of this right here, free food, y'all getting right here. All right, so that was that one. And then we got this one too. Says the ticking clock of HSV2 pathology. What? Herpes simplex virus type 2 is the causative agent of genital herpes, they say. Matsuzawa et al. Just means and his crew and his homies, all right? Matsuzawa and his homies have demonstrated that in a mouse model, HSV2 pathology is influenced by the time infection occurs. Increased expression of the HSV2 receptor nectin-1 under the control of clock. Clock is not clock like you think it is. Clock is actually a protein, all right, based on our circadian rhythm. It's called clock. It's an acronym actually for protein. Coincided with an increase in viral, oh man, I got that cut off. Is it cut off the whole thing? Do I really have this cut off like that? I really do. Y'all got to forgive me. In viral, suggested that HSV2 infection is regulated by the host circadian clock. So they're telling you that the symptoms of a viral infection, right, the symptoms of what we know as a herpes viral infection is regulated by the host, and look, by the host circadian clock. When else do they use the term host? They usually don't use the term host when it comes with viruses. Am I stuck? I keep getting stuck. Is usually, that's the term they use with parasites. Okay, so here we go again. Here we go again. All right, and that's that again. What's this? All right, so yeah, this is talking about. All right, so let me read this. The ability of viruses to convert resting cells from an anticoagulant to a procoagulant state is not unique to herpes viruses, measles viruses, murine hepatitis virus, and avia hemangioma retroviruses also cause host cells to become thrombogenic. It is therefore compelling to consider that virus infection in general may manifest certain procoagulant effects. Because thrombin is a potent cell modulator, viruses may have evolved to directly produce thrombin as a way to signal host cells during infection. Herpes viruses and thrombin have been shown to trigger similar intra and extracellular events that are attributed to G protein coupled receptor perturbation disturbance. Repercussions of endothelial cell signaling, endothelial cells, okay? This is when we get into connective tissue and collagen again. By herpes viruses or thrombin include increases in tissue factor expression, platelet binding, and monocyte adhesion. These characteristics give rise to a procoagulant and pro-inflammatory phenotype, which are contributing factors in atherogenesis. Our current data suggests that the production of thrombin on virus attached to the host cell surface may therefore be an initiating event in the vascular pathology mediated by herpes viruses. So they're saying that it's not unique with herpes viruses, but pretty much all the other viruses, that there's a procoagulant effect that takes place when they're around. What is coagulant? Coagulant, when you're dealing with something coagulating, you're talking about an amalgamation of components that result in thickening. Okay, so that's why they use the term thrombin and thrombogenic. And when you're dealing with clots in the body, that's thrombosis. That is the coming together of blood cells, platelets, and fibrin and creating a thickening. All right. So, you know what's a constant with all of the snake biting herbs? They're all blood thinners that actually break up this clotting. Okay, because that's another thing that happens when snakes bite, right? They turn your blood into jelly. You know, if you take blood and put it in a cup and take a snake and have it and put it you put like saran wrap over the cut, and you take a snake head and the fangs come out and you put it through the saran wrap, that action is going to force the snake to spit its venom out, and it's going to go in that blood. And when you pull the blood out, the blood is going to be like a ball of jello. You know what I'm saying? Put it is going to gelatinize your blood. Okay, clot your blood up. And if your blood becomes solid, it can't flow. You know, just think of a river that turns from a river into just jello. It ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, you're dealing with herpes situations, you may want to look into herbs that deal with snake bite, you know, anti-snake bite herbs, such as guaco, such as contribo, such as these herbs that deal with blood thinning properties, because what the herpes is doing is it's coagulating the blood. You know what I mean? Affecting the collagen and then creating these blisters on the surface of the skin. And if you deal with these blood thinners, you're going to have something adverse to this effect, something opposite of this effect. You see? Yeah, man, it's right there. The clotting. All right. Now, there's a huge herpes outbreak in regards to jab. And there's also a huge amount of clotting that's happening with the jab. You see what I'm saying? So it's funny that there's this big explosion of herpes with people that took that joint, and we got this connection right here. I'm just saying. Kamehameha wave. All right, let's see what else we got for y'all. See what else you got. Let me get them likes up. Likes up. Let me get them likes up. Likes up. Let me get them likes. Let me get them likes. All right, let me you know what? That's what I need to do right now. I'm tripping. Where is it? Is it let's see. Yeah, here we go. All right. How are you doing? All right, so there's a few available, Douglas. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Let me answer this text real quick, y'all. I know this ain't PC, but I have to respond. All right, so CL5 is a package which also has a coupon. First of all, the package is on sale as its debut, and then I have a coupon code in the description. So I don't know what you're waiting for. But we have elements that assist with, because we're talking about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, viruses is just something else going on there, and that we're dealing with deficiencies, okay, lack thereof, and symptoms, right? So when you look at it that way, we have these products here that provide certain properties that deal with deficiencies, okay? And the NESUT nectar comes from the honey perspective of the collagen and the wound stimulating and healing factor. We have the Chondrus crispus, which stands for curly cartilage, which is just plant-based collagen. You know, the same way people get collagen in the stores that's made out of the meat. Yeah, that was another misnomer from the last video. They was in the chat, not the chat, but the comments talking about some. So KT, you telling me that I should be eating the beef collagen? I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I'm saying that everybody watching ain't no vegan, and they ain't just about to, you know, they're gonna do what they want to do. You know, one of the issues with animal collagen is it does have a lot of arginine in there. So I'm not advocating that at all. You know, I'm just letting people know that's out there for them if that's what they want. But this is what I'm proposing. You said the whole tree. Well, no. Mimosa. Now you probably have an acacia tree. Hemp blade. But Mimosa pudica is usually a ground herb. It snakes. You know what I'm saying? It snakes through. It's called what is it called when they like tendrils? You know what I'm saying? It's another word I'm looking for, but they usually low to the ground, and if they are high, it's because they've kind of grown around other things and used them to kind of like lift themselves up and get higher to the sun. But there's a lot of acacia trees that would be similar, and I haven't seen a tree with sensitive leaves. If you talking about, you got a tree, and when you touch the leaves, they close up. Answer me that. That's the one question I got for you. You have a tree on your property that when you touch the leaves, they close. In regards to the Perilla Phyto mixture, that is just a bomb combination of, because the Phyto has omega-3s and it has EPA and a small amount of DHA, and now you add in the ALA of the Perilla and the ratio of omega-3s and omega-6s to it, So now you got the manganese and magnesium, the catalase and superoxide dismutase enzymes, iodine of the phyto, iron of the phyto, right? The all the xanthins that are in the phyto, right? And then you're mixing that in with the ratio of the perilla oil omega-3s, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, so we got the NESUT nectar, we got the Conjus crispus, which is the plant-based collagen. We have the juglidine, which is the parasite modulator. This is the one. This is the parasite whisperer. You know what I'm saying? You put that in your body, and it manifests into a parasite wrangler whisperer. Send them back where they came from. You know what I'm saying? We got amla, which is Indian gooseberry, which has the highest amount of vitamin C, cofactor, and collagen building, and also very important when you're dealing with those type of symptoms. And then we have carambola, which is the star fruit, which has a stupid amount of lysine and the greatest lysine arginine ratio that you can find. All right, so this is CL5. And people's like, what's the CL? Well, it's Conjus, crispus, and lysine. You know what I'm saying? It's collagen, CL. You know what I mean? It has all of these C words in there, So I wanted to use that, and it's made of 5 components. And then the carambola is also known as star fruit, which is a 5-pointed star. And we know pentagrams and 5-pointed star you can utilize as magic, and we want a magical situation to take place in the body. As a new vegan, what do you suggest I take for overall health? Sunlight, breath, water, grounding. And I know none of that includes you eating any vegetable. Veganism is it's kind of dangerous technically, because it's being it's not even for the right reasons. And when you go to vegan restaurants, it's one of two things. Either they hitting you with the whole plant-based lane, which plant-based don't mean from a chlorophyll photosynthetic plant, but from a manufacturing processing plant-based. And so it's either the processing plant-based meats, or it's going to be the soy and tofu, and it's like, it's just so much is going into trying to get taste and texture, where I like to get taste and texture from like spices and seasonings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I'm not into the nutritional yeast, the MSG, all of the artificial things to try and get stuff to taste like something else. I'm going to tell you, if you have a Cornish hen raised in on a healthy farm, you know what I'm saying? Being, eating worms and natural stuff that it's supposed to eat. And you got one of these plant-based chicken meats. The Cornish hen is healthier. It just is. That's the lesser of the two evils. I wouldn't even suggest eating a Cornish hen in the first place, but out of the two, if you had to choose between two, the Cornish hen is better than the fake chicken. Liquid aminos, nah. No. Mimosa trees. Yeah, mimosa there's a mimosa in Georgia too. And it has like these fluffy kind of pom-pom pink gradation into white fluffy flowers. They're beautiful. And if you collect them and soak them in water, it's a great it has some great properties in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, silk Persian. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What is the name of that? It got a wild name. Like as a Daraka or something like that. I forget its name, but yeah, the flowers, they start blooming, I think like late May, and they last to the end of July. But if you collect those flowers, oh, y'all got yellow ones too. Beautiful. Yeah, pick those and store them in water. And yeah, it's a lot of property. Albiza. That's right. That is it. Albiza. Albiza is the name. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, Larry Jackson for sure. So we got the CL5, man. That's the package. That's the latest package, the latest and greatest we got from So Ionic Botanical. And just look at it. It's beautiful. Yeah, I put that together, and then of course my man Christian put his little magic on it. Put his swag on that thing to just bring it out like he do. But love the colors, love how it hit, and I'm like, wow, that looked like it's supposed to be. But yeah, I got this right now with the coupon. So yep, Albizia julibrissin. That is the name. Of the mimosa tree, and they're all over the East Coast, southeast. There's a lot of them, and you'll see them. Yeah, the branch, the wood is good on that too. The bark is what I'm trying to say. The bark, but yeah. I would say mimosa. You saying ovarian cysts? We talking about mimosa. We talking selenium, vitamin D, sunlight, and bladderwrack too. Anytime you're dealing with boils or fluid fill, anything, you want to get bladderwrack. You want that fucus. All mimosas, acacia trees technically have trace amounts, but it's going to be Mimosa hostilis. And there's another acacia that got the little furry yellow flowers that have the most DMT in them, and the big thorn. They got the big thorns and the yellow flowers. You're welcome. The Herbal Goddess. All right. Yeah. Get on it while it's available, while it's hot. But yeah, this is CL5, y'all. This is what I got. This is why it's hot. Let's see. I ain't even about to get into all that right now. Let's see what else I got. All right. So yeah, let me pull this up real quick. We're gonna keep going. We done passed the 2 hour mark already. And we are man, it's 12:45. We going. We going. I ain't done yet. And y'all still rocking with me too. Yeah, it's changing the game, Mr. G. Mr. G, you better tell them, man. They don't get it. They don't get it, man. They don't get it. They don't understand. But it's all right. It's all right because it's here. It's here. Not acacia confusa. That's like a confusion acacia. Yeah, acacia, sprig of acacia is your cerebellum too, because when you slice the cerebellum sagittally and look at it from the side, it's the tree of life. It looks just like an acacia tree, believe it or not. That's just a little side note. All right, so what we got here, y'all? Look at this. So I need to move this over a little bit. So Moderna is developing a vaccine using mRNA technology to treat the herpes simplex virus. There are two HSV virus types. HSV1, the one the person has that affects the mouth, face, and genitals, and HSV2, which predominantly affects the genitals. However, both viruses can spread to other parts of the body. In the United States, of people aged 14 to 49, 47.8% has HSV1. That's half, bro. That's half of the population. And 11.9% have HSV2. Okay, so half of the population got cold sores, but about 12% got HSV2, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Many people living with herpes don't know they have it, which means these figures may be far greater. HSV remains latent in the body, staying alive through the lifelong infection of a given person. When reactivated, HSV results in visible outbreaks. The vaccine will protect against HSV2 and provide cross protection for HSV1 as a suppressive antiviral treatment. So it's made for HSV2, but it's just going to knock out HSV1 at the same time. Ain't that convenient? The CDC recommends against widespread testing for herpes as, what did I just do? My bad. The CDC recommends against widespread testing for herpes. It recommends against testing as alongside the risk of false positives. Yeah, because ain't nobody really got it, bro. Y'all can't prove it. Y'all can't prove it. You need more people. The risk of shaming and stigmatizing people outweighs the potential benefits. Oh my goodness. Throughout my life, the social stigma surrounding herpes has proven more disastrous. This is an article. I ain't talking about myself, y'all. Throughout my life, the social stigma surrounding herpes has proven more disastrous for my mental health than the virus itself. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it again. This is their way of saying, sign up. Ooh, sign up. Throughout my life, the social stigma surrounding herpes has proven more disastrous for my mental health than the virus itself. Look, we could walk around and talk about we eat ass. I stick my tongue in another person's asshole and lick and slob all around, and I bend over and that person puts their face all in my ass, eats it around, and there's no mental health social stigma with that. But throughout my life, the social stigma surrounding herpes has proven more disastrous for my mental health than the virus itself, because it ain't no virus. It's the social stigma. So we talking about a social disease, bro. Herpes is an Instagram disease. Okay, for so long I assumed I wasn't likable, let alone lovable. I believe I would be co-signed to a life without sex and intimacy. Having internalized harmful myths about a generally harmless infection. Oh, generally harmless, huh? When I've had an outbreak, I've often chosen abstinence over disclosure to fearful of rejection to open up. So yeah, girl, I got these blisters, but you know I still want to lay down with you, girl. You cool with that? Interestingly, many people don't even realize that having had chickenpox or shingles means they've been infected by a member of the herpes family. Having had chickenpox or shingles means they've been infected by a member of the herpes family. Moderna is also developing a vaccine that would reduce the rate of the varicella zoster virus that causes shingles, but it's the sexual component of HSV 1 and 2 that remains socially lethal. Whoa. All right. So, do you remember? I'm gonna check with the chat. This is for the OGs in the house. Either you've done it or you know someone that done it. Do y'all remember chickenpox parties? Chickenpox parties. I'm gonna wait a second because I know it's a little delayed. Chickenpox parties, y'all. Do y'all remember chickenpox parties? Yeah, I'm with aeroponics because air, all the nutrients is in. You just got to make sure you got good air, and the plant ain't sequestering a bunch of toxins and poison because it's gonna use what it needs to grow. You know, so you want to make sure that you got pure, pristine, great air. So that the plants could build. Okay, yes, y'all remember that. So what was the point of chickenpox parties? So chickenpox parties is this, for don't know what I'm talking about. So a child gets chickenpox, right? They start getting the breakout, right? So they call their neighbors or the kids' classmates and they like, yo, Mary got chickenpox. Now, these days, how we would act is, oh my God. But back then, what they'd be like is, for real? They'd be like, hey, Johnny, Susie, Mary, you know what I'm saying? They start calling all the kids Elizabeth, you know what I'm saying? Michael, you know what I'm saying? Brandon, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Bell Biv DeVoe, you know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, yo, Mary got chickenpox, dog. So they'll throw a get together and all the kids will go over there with the kid that got the chickenpox and they would all catch it at the same time. And you might think that's crazy, but that shit ingenious, right? So they'll all get it. They'll be sick for a couple days as their body goes through this process. And then guess what? They strong and good moving forward. I know Mr. G. I knew Mr. G knew about them chickenpox parties. But that's the deal, bro. That's how it works. So it's like, did the kid have a virus? Nah, that kid didn't have no virus. Why do children get chickenpox? Children get chickenpox for the same reason why children don't got teeth and then they grow teeth and then they start biting on their mama's nipple and then the mama know, damn, you need to start eating solids now. Okay, for the same reason why they start crawling, they start walking and everything else. Chickenpox is a developmental stage based on them transitioning from them depending on mother's milk and them simple foods into more complex foods, and then the body growing and having to create new tissues. Remember, babies don't have bones. Toddlers don't have bones. You don't have bones until you get older. That's why kids can bend and blend like Twizzlers, like Biggie said, because they don't have bones. They don't have to worry about ligaments and fascia and tendons connecting their skeletal system. You know what I'm saying? They just have flexible cartilage, right? And what did I just say? Herpes was a connective tissue, cartilage, collagen situation. So they're going from them being this limber thing into being something a little bit more concrete and rigid. And in the process of them developing this new body and this new form as they grow, that's what it is. And it's like when you look at superhero films, right? Every time someone's bit by a radioactive spider or falls into some vat of poison or whatever happens that gives them their powers, right? It usually happens at night. They fall asleep, right? They end up going through some process where they sick and something's wrong, and then when they come out on the other side, they got these powers, you know. So like they're gonna go through a fever. They're gonna have all these issues because the body is metamorphing. Like if we looked at a caterpillar, and that's what I'm saying. I know animals real well, but what is the name of the organism that exists in a cocoon? Because it's not a caterpillar and it's not a butterfly. So there's a butterpillar, it's a caterfly. I like caterfly. It's a caterfly. Like, what is that called? What is that transitionary organism? You know, because that's what's happening. It's a transitionary period that's occurring. So it's a natural process. You know what I mean? And it's funny because you don't even hear about kids getting chicken pox anymore. And that's probably why they have all of these blood issues, heart, and all these other issues now when they become teenagers and become adults, because they didn't go through that process. I mean, when I was younger, I got it. I didn't get chicken pox till I was in junior high school, bro. I was like 14, 13. I think I was 13. I was 13 years old when I got chicken pox. Usually kids get it at like 6 or 7. And that's funny because it's like 7 is your life cycle. That's your first life cycle. Your life is in 7-year increments. You know what I'm saying? Every 7 years, you're renewed and you're in a different phase, you know, of development. So at the end of that 7 years, they go through chicken pox. You know what I'm saying? What's the next phase after the chicken pox? Puberty. You telling me like that's the next thing they're gonna say is a virus? Matter of fact, they say it's a virus now because they up here giving all these gender blocking vaccinations to the kids, so they calling that a virus. And then my bad. And then 7 years after that, what's the next one? Oh, you an adult now, dog. You know what I'm saying? 21, 18. You know, the libido is through the roof. You know, you out here. You know what I'm saying? And then after 21, then you at 28, and now that's Saturn returns. That's when karma comes back. And you got to rectify all your wrongs and do right. So every 7 years you go through these cycles, and the first one is the pox. You know what I'm saying? The first ones is the pox. But yeah, we used to have the chicken pox parties, bro, and they don't even have them no more. You know, unfortunately. But it's a natural process. So yeah, I was talking about. I always get go off on the tangents, but no, I got chicken pox when I was 13, and it's funny. I remember I came home, and you know, it starts off with like a bump, and then you feel a certain way. I remember having a bump and then feeling a certain way, and my dad was like, he was pissed. He was like, because somebody had it in school already. Because I went to the SOLTRIOL Academy when I was in junior high, in Brooklyn. You know, for those of y'all that know about the SOLTRIOL Society, you know, it was like in this, you know, the warehouse buildings look like big warehouse building, and then they had the you know, the classes would, you know, they had them divided with the sheetrock and everything like that. Everything wasn't finished, but it was. It had like a big wooden floor in the center. And it was, you couldn't eat meat there, so you know it was vegan there, but they was big on that soy though. It was terrible. And then they had these big giant paintings of our people as the Kemites, you know what I'm saying? Kemetic people. And you know, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You know, it was, everybody had knowledge of self up in there, but we were still kids and we were still ratchet. You know, you just can't take the street out of folks, dog. I don't care how conscious and how much knowledge you try to put on somebody. Kids gonna be kids. You know what I'm saying? So really, T2, you need to watch the video, bro. Like, you know, if you don't get it by now, if you don't know me by now, you will never, ever, ever know me. Ooh, ooh. Like, you need to watch this again and take it all in, dog. I'm giving all the game. You got to exercise this stuff. Like, people be like, hey, man, what's the cure herpes? Hey, man, take 2 Advils and drink a shot of tequila at 1:23 in the morning on the full moon, and you'll be cured. Like, that's what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Steam spinach. Don't saute spinach. Add some coconut aminos, nutritional yeast, okay, and put it under the bread and then toast it. That's how you cure herpes. Like, no, bro, that ain't how it go. You need to understand how your body works, huh? And understand what you need in accordance with how your body works, and you will figure it out. Figure it out. All right. Yeah, people come on here, they see the title, they listen for like 5-10 minutes, and I don't give them what they want. They get frustrated. And it's like, this is a conversation, dog. I'm talking to my people right now. Don't rush me. It's my channel. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Give me some love. If you really want some love, you're going to go in the description, not now, but right now. And you're going to hit the link, go to soionicbotanicals.com. But then you're going to say, what am I doing here? I'm missing something. You're going to go back to the description box. You're going to find all of these coupon codes. And you're going to pick some of them coupon codes. You're going to start buying what you need with these amazing coupons that I provided. That'll be for the next 24 hours. Okay, so yeah, I was at the Somerset school, and they were somebody had got it was a girl had it like the day before, 2 days before, and my dad's main thing was, why didn't you tell me? You know, and it's funny, I'd be like that too. Now that I'm older, it'd be like, I really gotta like tone it down sometimes, man. So I'm not saying you frustrated. I'm just letting you know. The answer is right in front of your face. If you asking, then you ain't listening. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. Watch the video. What am I? I'm 2 hours and 23 minutes in, and I guarantee you ain't been here the whole time. So you gotta bring it back. You need to watch part 1. You need to become a patron and watch all my herpes stuff. Like I got tons of info, bro. It's right here. So she got it about 2 days before, and I didn't tell my dad. And then you know, I felt a certain way, and then I came home, and he was just like frustrated about it. But I got it that day, and then let's have a party and itch together. I love it. I got it one. Let's say I got it on a Tuesday from school, right, with the 1 bump. I stayed home Wednesday, and it was full breakout. It was all over. I remember I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Itchy, yeah. And then the 3rd day, it started clearing up. So I only had it for a few days, and it was gone. My thing was, it was going, you know. But yeah, I didn't have it till 13, bro. Like I had it during puberty. For real, I had chickenpox and puberty going on at the same time, son. I don't even know what that means development wise. You know, but yeah, man, it's not based on a virus. They ain't isolated no viruses yet. So when people say, how do I cure herpes? First, you got to understand it's not a viral infection. You know what I'm saying? It's another issue that you're having in regards to toxicity inside your body in certain areas. And it's all about, okay, how do I get this out and get rid of these symptoms? How do I rectify this? You know, because I spoke on the virus hiding in the genital, in the sacral ganglia and hiding in the trigeminal ganglia. So I would just change that and just say, those are the regions that are affected by heavy metals, the parasites, you know, things of that nature. So it's going to affect the nerve and the tissue, because the tissues need nerves, the tissues need nutrients and vessels. So if there's something going on in that ganglion and in that region, then it's going to spread out and affect that area. You know, that's why you got the cold sore from the trigeminal nerve and you got the genital coming from the sacral. You know what I mean? No. If you're having any problem with Herbal University, you have the email. We have our own private email. So we don't got to talk about no Herbal University in the chat. If you're having, say you're having that issue because everybody else is fine. What I was doing was waiting on everybody to finish their test. They all wrapped up with their tests. Everybody has done an exceptional job on their test, and now we are moving on. But email me, you know, if you are an Herbal University student, which I don't recognize by this name, you know what I'm saying, that I see right now, then you have the private email and you're able to email me directly like everybody else. So do that, and then I can rectify whatever the situation is. All right. So yeah, I wanted to show that because that got all of the info up in there, man. Oh my goodness. That was the write-up right there. The write-up of write-ups. No. All right. So this is talking about talking about infrared. All right. Assisting, you know, as opposed to UV. UV actually exacerbates the issue, which means it makes it worse, or makes it, you know, yeah, makes it worse. That's just the basic way of putting it, where infrared actually makes it better, you know. And even in that, there's science there. You know what I'm saying? What does infrared do versus ultraviolet in regards to their properties? You know, you got to think about that. Nitric oxide, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about exclusion zone. We're talking about structure. So one thing that we know about collagen is that collagen is a braid, is a triple helix braid, and in the center we have structured water in there. And obviously, if you have a deficiency of collagen, if you have weak collagen, you have a problem with the structural components of water in that area, which is the separation of charge of hydrogen and oxygen, negative and positive forces, where the negative ions being creating layers along the surface of the hydrophilic material, while the proton, or the acidic or the positive, ends up being in the center, creating a proton motive force of flow. And if that gets destroyed, then yeah, it's going to be difficult for collagen to have any type of integrity. So what infrared light does, the component of light that creates the gel phase of water, the proton motive force, the structural force of water, is infrared. That's the type of light that does that, not the ultraviolet. You know what I'm saying? So this makes sense because this is going to bring structure back to that area. you know, rectify that deficiency situation that you're having, you know. So yeah, that's the infrared info right there. Let's see what else we got. They about to make a virus. They know they need man. They know they need to stop with the lies, man. Why they be lying like that? All right. Let's see. Somebody tell me that they just yawned. I need a confirmation. Anybody who's just watching me yawn, let me know who yawned. Let me get a yawn in the chat. Yawn. Let me get a 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 Let me get a yawn. Yeah, this is all my honey info. Let me see. Anybody on? Lazy Jai, you need to email info@soionicbotanicals.com. I yawned before you, bro. Don't tell me I yawned and I didn't even. That's how I know you, my brother. I yawned and I didn't even see you. You funny, man. We on. Yeah. So, we got another yawn. So, did you yawn because you caught my yawn virus? Lord have mercy. We gotta wake up, man. You caught the yawn virus through the camera. Why do we yawn? Huh? Why do we do that? Why is yawning contagious? You know what I'm saying? Why? All right, so we're gonna close with this, y'all. All right, likes. Go on, get yourself a coupon and go to the site and get y'all something nice. I got this sale is ridiculous. Mr. G is gonna call me when we get off the phone and be like, "Are you okay, KT? Because you tripping right now, bro. You senile or something? You up here just giving it away. What's next, bro? You just gonna be like, hey man, I got 100% off sale." All right. It's right here. I'll do one better for you, brother. Here you go. All right. Right there. That's it. Okay. And I'm gonna push this up so it's not blocked off by the banner. Okay. So yeah, take that off. Late 14th century poisonous substance. Don't say nothing about DNA with a protein coat. A since now archaic. Yeah, it's archaic because they found another way. You're welcome. From Latin virus, poison. How about this? Sap of plants, slimy liquid, a potent juice. Excuse me. From Proto-Italic, weiss or weissos, poison, which is probably from a pie root, uis or wis, perhaps originally meaning to melt away, to flow, used of foul or malodorous fluids. That means stinky. But with specialization in some languages to poisonous fluid. Source also of Sanskrit, visam, venom, poison. Visa, poisonous. Avestan, vish, poison. Latin, viscum, sticky substance. Bird lime. Greek, ios, poison. Ixos, mistletoe, bird lime. Old Church Slavonic, visnja, cherry. Old Irish fee, poison. Welsh, gui, poison. So, when you see the term virus used, that is just code for poison. Do you understand? So, what's the type of virus that causes this? Poison. What's the type of virus that causes that? Poison. Can't trust a big button smile. That virus is poison. 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 Huh? She got me out of my mind. Where it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Kiss her, is her, love her. That virus is poison. It ain't nothing but poison, y'all. It's right here. I didn't make this up. This is the etymology of the word. So we're dealing with toxemia and poisons, okay? We're talking about poison in our food, poison in our atmosphere, poison in electromagnetic radiation, poison in propaganda, poison in media, poison in TV, poison in music, poison in shows, poison in conversation, poison in relationships, poison in the clothes on our body, poison on the soap that we put on our body, poison in the toothpaste, poison in the water, poison in what we eat, poison in what we drink, poison in where we sleep, poison in where we talk, poison in where we walk, poison, 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 poison. And the body responds to the toxicity. All right? Can't trust a big button to smile. That virus is poison. 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 Listen, people are eating ass and not breaking out. If there's a viral infection, it would have to be there. I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, there's definitely a replacement. It's called Amorphous. Amorphous. Just Google natural replacement for mercury fillings, amorphous calcium carbonate. I forget the term after amorphous, but it's a natural amorphous mineral kind of complex that can be shaped and formed to the space for the filling, and it could be used for cavities too, you know. But yeah, I'm closing on this, y'all. Virus is poison. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. So people with herpes are poisoned. People with COVID are poisoned. People with measles, poisoned. And measles is actually a process just like, you know, chickenpox is with kids. All that stuff kids go through, they need to go through that. They need to go through it to become men so their balls can drop and their Adam's apple can stick out. Okay? Yeah. I know. He said, I'm crazy, crazy Eddie. There's savings. Savings out of here. I must be losing my mind. Where's my straight jacket? The next show I do, I'm going to be in a padded room because KT stands for crazy. Y'all need to get... I am crazy with this sale. But Mr. G, it's a secret sale. It's just for the people watching. I'm only doing it for 24 hours. It's double Dutch, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, virus is just poison, y'all. See it right there. Poisonous. All right, that's what it is. But yeah, I appreciate all of y'all. Mr. G, thanks for rocking with me all night. You know what I'm saying? I know you didn't have to stay out that late because you in Nolan, so you on a different time zone anyway. Thanks for Dice for stopping through. Divine Goddess, Larry Jackson, Miss Lopez up in here, Barbara Sanders, Reggie Bone, all y'all. Boogie up in here. Big shout out to Boogie, man. I appreciate you dancing with McQueen a couple weeks ago at melodic moments at Black Dot, man. Y'all was what is it, day and night? Got me working day and night. He was killing it, and she was back there. She had to read the lyrics, but she was still hitting that thing nonetheless, man. So I appreciate that, Boogie. And yeah, thank Mama Jade for coming on through. Appreciate that. Of course, we got Blue Magic, BATANAoil.com. You know, Mr. G got all the sizes of the BATANA oil. He ain't playing. And then we got TrackOracle.com. You know, the queen. She got the berets. She got the Palo Santos. The Rose of Jericho. She got all the clothes and the threads and everything that you need over there. Go holler at her for sure. And like I said, I got the crazy Eddie sale going on right now, like Mr. G said. But I don't know, man. I might wake up with some sense in the morning and just end it. So y'all might want to take advantage. And that's why you can. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to all of y'all for sticking it out with me. We've been rocking for 240 something, boy. We about to hit 3 hours, man. I'm feeling this. I might have to do another one of these. I might whip out the books next time. I got a few books. I could just start reading from the books and like expounding on some stuff with y'all. That's probably what I'll do, you know. But peace and love, man. Y'all have a good night. Go get rest. I talk all this circadian rhythm stuff, and I just got y'all up like this. I'm sorry. Y'all go get y'all sleep and catch up, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace and